Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you are learning Python or you are completely new to programming, then this video is for you. Today, we will learn how to get started with Python using Jupyter Notebook from Anaconda. Now, before we begin, let me quickly tell you what Anaconda is. Anaconda is a software package that comes with Python and many useful tools for programming, data science and learning Python. One of those tools is Jupyter Notebook, which we will be using today. I am not going to show the installation process because honestly it's quite simple and there are already many tutorials available for that. So let's directly start working with it. Here I have Anaconda Navigator. Open it. It's now loading. You can see different tools available here. The one we will be using today is Jupyter Notebook. Now when I click on Launch button, something interesting happens. In the background, a Jupyter Notebook server starts running on the computer. Don't worry if that sounds complicated. Basically, it is a small service that helps the browser communicate with Jupyter Notebook. Most of the time, this process remains hidden and we do not really need to think about it. After a few seconds, Jupyter Notebook opens in the web browser. And here we are inside Jupyter Notebook. Before creating any files, I like to keep things organized. थोड़ा organized रहना मुझे पसंद है. So first, let's create a folder. I will create a folder on the desktop. I will click on folder option from here. The folder has been created. See, that is the untitled folder. Now I will select it and click rename. Let's call it ABHere Python. Perfect. Now let's rename it. Rename. Now let's open this folder by clicking on it. This way, all our Python notebooks can stay in one place. Now inside this folder, let's create our first notebook. I will click on New and select Python 3 and a new notebook opens. The default name is usually something like untitled. Let's rename it. I will click on the notebook name and change it to First Notebook and click rename. Done. Now before writing programs, let's understand what we are looking at. This box that we see is called a cell. In Jupyter Notebook, we write our code inside these cells. One of the best things about Jupyter Notebook is that we can run code one cell at a time instead of running the entire program at once. This makes learning Python much easier. Let us write our very first Python program. print hello world. To run this code, I can press Shift plus Enter keys. And there we go. The output appears right below the cell. You can also click the run button. We can also click on the run button on the top if you prefer using the mouse. Both methods do the same. Let us try one more example. 10 plus 2. Again I will press Shift plus Enter keys. And Jupyter Notebook immediately shows us the answer, which is 12. This is one of the things I really like about Jupyter Notebook. We can quickly test small pieces of code and see the result instantly. Now, before writing our next program, let me show you something useful. In programming, it is a good habit to keep your work organized and properly documented. For example, before writing a program, we can write a heading describing what the program does. I will create a new cell and write the heading as program and write the heading as program to check whether a number is odd or even. Now again press Shift plus Enter keys. This line starts with a hash symbol. Anything written after hash is treated as a comment. Comments are ignored by Python and are mainly used for documentation and making our code easier to understand. Now let us write a program to check whether a number is odd or even. Num equals integer Let's run it using Shift plus Enter keys. Suppose I enter 8. The output is even number. If I run it again and enter 7 and run it again and enter 7, the output is odd number. Here we are using the modulus operator, which gives the remainder after division. If the remainder is 0 when divided by 2, the number is even, otherwise it is odd. If you have seen the Python shell before, you will notice something similar. In the Python shell, we type commands and immediately get the result. Jupyter Notebook works in a similar interactive way, but it is much more organized because we can save our work in notebooks and come back to it later. So that is it for this video. Today we learned what Anaconda is, how to launch Jupyter Notebook, how the notebook server starts in the background, how to create and organize folders, how to create a notebook, how to rename it, how to write and run Python programs using cells, how comments can be used for documentation. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching and I will see you in the next one. Bye.